In the first and second parts of this three-part series, we underline the fatal hazard constituted by container trucks and fuel tankers in Nigeria, while relevant road safety and vehicle inspection officials refuse to curb the now traditional means of death. As we conclude this series, we are obliged to take a look at our roads and see how much contributory this area has been in the destruction of lives of our people. On Saturday, February 1, 2025, a head-on collision involving two commercial buses at mile 49 along the Lagos to Owerri Expressway in Ondo State triggered an explosion in which 30 passengers were burnt to death. The event was as tragic as it was avoidable. Since then, there have been more road accidents around the country in the short span of time in 2025. In our context, however, and in regard to the Ondo incident, the question is, why should there be a head-on collision on a dual carriageway, which is what that way is? The answer is simple. In a bid to avoid bad roads in a particular area, drivers choose to drive against traffic, thus narrowing one section of the road into a two-way traffic. Before the Ondo disastrous incident, there have been other accidents caused by bad roads in which thousands of lives were lost. Last year, while reacting to the federal government's insistence on prioritizing the Lagos to Calabar Coastal Road, a former presidential candidate listed the number of road projects abandoned by the federal government, even as he chose to sink trillions of naira into the Lagos to Calabar superhighway. The list enumerated key federal roads in all the 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria. It's important to note that the list specifically identified roads that fall under the federal government only. There are many more state government roads all across the country, which are either in a terrible state of disrepair or entirely abandoned, leaving Nigerians to waltz across the death traps with their hearts in their mouths. Indeed, bad roads have contributed to unending deaths in our country. These deaths come directly from road accidents and indirectly from activities of kidnappers and other criminal elements who cash in on the bad portion of the roads. The situation is so bad that news of tragic loss of lives through road accidents is now routine and does not trigger any serious call or action towards accountability by government. We have lost our humanness and have become benumbed. Beyond the reportage by news organizations, victims and families of the deceased are left to bemoan their loss. The things that should matter in Nigeria, unfortunately, do not matter, even as citizens and oversight organizations focus on other things. In November 2024 article by the Sun newspaper online edition quotes the Federal Road Safety Commission, FRSC, as stating that between January and September 2024, 3,767 people died in road accidents, while over 22,000 were injured. They attributed the spate of accidents to bad roads, among other causes. It is time to interrogate governance even more. The media, leading other civil society groups, should focus more on those areas of our society that threaten our collective sanity. Areas that include deaths through container trucks, fuel-bearing tankers, and bad roads scattered all over our country. Continuing this way calls to question our humanity, while casting us in the light of a people who don't value lives. No nation is then developed if human lives are not held sacred, and if measures are not put in place to uphold such sacredness, while punishing any violation. As we conclude this series, we part with this quote by famous physicist Albert Einstein. Quote, "The world will not be destroyed by those who do evil, but by those who watch them without doing anything." End of quote. Follow us on all our socials at Zarephath page. Please like, comment, and share. My name is Ben Abraham, and this is Criminal Justice Focus. Thank you.